Note the presence of a quorum with 4 commissioners present. If everybody would please rise, we'll start with the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll start with approval of the agenda.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Chair.
Motion made by Commissioner Sample,
Support.
support by Commissioner Carney. Any discussion? Dave, April, any additions or changes?
None.
Okay, hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Same sign. Agenda is approved. Citizens' public comment? Is there anybody for citizens' public comment? Second call for citizens' public comment. Last call, any citizens' public comment? Hearing none, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Look for approval for the consent agenda.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Chair.
Moved by Commissioner Sample,
I'll second.
supported by Commissioner Westerland. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Agenda is approved. Okay, where are we at? Number 3, Northland Reliability Project. Yep, welcome.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Okay, perfect. That, thank you very much. Okay, my name is Matt Hagelin. I'm the supervising manager of Land Rights Department at Great River Energy and representing the Northland Reliability Project here today. There we go. Okay, perfect. So the Northland Reliability Project is a 180-mile transmission line project that starts down in Becker, Minnesota, and terminates down up in Grand Rapids, Minnesota.
Must be Chris.
Chris's.
Excuse me, just one moment,
Yep,
please.
sorry.
Yeah.
There you go.
So we have been, I'm trying to think of the last time that we were here when we presented to you. It's probably been a couple of years, if I'm,
Months or, it's
I think it's been,
been a few months, I think.
a few months.
I thought it
anyway?
was last fall.
oh,
Was it last fall?
it is a year.
Okay, so pretty familiar with what the project is, if I, as far as the description of it and all of that. But if you have questions as we move through this, please stop me and we can answer those things as we move along. But we wanted to come out and provide an update for the project and where we're at and where we're going. We've got these 3 different construction phases going on for the project. Right now, we're down in the southern part of the project from the kind of in the Sherburne County, Benton County area. That's where we're replacing 2 transmission lines down there. We're currently well into construction. We started back in 2025 there. Now we're starting to tee up construction for our phase 2 part of construction that goes up into the Crow Wing County area. So we're going to be starting that this summer and proceeding through that for the next couple of years. So what that brings us to phase 3, which is where Aitkin County comes in. We're currently working through Aitkin County, doing surveys. We're teeing up geotechnical investigations that would probably start this winter. And we would start construction in that 2027 timeframe. It'd be lasting a couple of years there. So the phase 3, like right now, our activities that we've got going on, obviously engineering. Geotechnical is going to inform the design process for us and help us to determine where the structures are located and things like that. We're also working with the landowners in the area to acquire easements. So right now, we're kind of waiting on design to get to that easement process. We've actually started by doing an option for easement, something in advance of the easement negotiations, more of an incentive program for the landowners to start working with them. So it's been pretty successful as we've worked through Aitkin County with folks there. We will be, once we have design in place, we'll be assembling those easement exhibits, presenting those to Aitkin County. There's a lot of Aitkin County lands that we're going through as well. So we're gonna be requesting an easement from you as well. So that kind of explains where we're at, options for easements to landowners. I'm ahead of myself a little bit here, but that's okay. So we're working through that. Again, once design is complete, we'll finish that acquisition, the easement acquisition, probably in more like 2027, early 2027 when we get to that point. Any questions so far at all?
Commissioners, any questions?
No.
No.
You good? Okay. Okay, so what you can expect and the landowners can expect as we work through construction is obviously we're gonna have noise and dust and things like that. We're going to probably be establishing some material laydown yards, things like that. Right now, we're looking in that Hill City area for some locations. We've got a couple of laydown yards down in Cuyuna, the Cuyuna area, Riverton, Crosby area that we're gonna be securing as well. So you'll see a lot of equipment moving and trucks and material. Once we start to get into tree clearing, which is pretty much the first step as we start construction, there's obviously gonna be a lot of those trucks on the roads as well. So there's gonna be once we figure out where we're gonna be doing construction out there may be some forest roads out there or county roads that we're gonna need to obviously utilize. And we would like to, obviously wanna work with you guys to put together a road use agreement, things like that, as we use the roads there. Generally, our work hours are from 7 AM to 7 PM during the day. We'll have some work in the yards on both sides of that a little bit as people show up to the yards and get things going. But in general, 7 to 7 is what we're doing.
Excuse me for a minute,
Commissioner Sample?
Dave. So when them agreements, is that between DJ and them or Welly and them? I'm just curious how that works.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, Commissioner Sample, I think it would depend on which roads. And so if they're actually forest roads in county forest land, then DJ would be involved.
And then the other roads is our county engineer. All right, thank you. I'm sorry, I didn't.
No, that's exactly what I was hoping for. So any questions is great. But yeah, we definitely want to make sure that we're working with the right people there and taking care of the roads as we use them. There's a lot of equipment and a lot of activity, so we want to be good neighbors there. But we'll be using, speaking of roads and access and construction, using a lot of timber mats, things like that, building timber roads to get to the right of way or within the right of way as we do construction. So you'll see a lot of that. As we approach roads, obviously, there's signage for safety purposes on county roads as we're coming in and off. We'll have flaggers out there if there's a lot of work and traffic is slow or things like that. Yeah. So as we continue with the project, we'll keep communicating. We'll be sending out newsletters every once in a while. I think we're doing it quarterly at this point. Our website is the best place to find information. We have all of the activities that are going on, plus all of the just archived information that we've had over the years as we've worked through our permitting process and now into construction. And we'll continue to come back and provide updates to the county board as well. And maybe a question for you is, as far as how often you would like to see us back here, is there a preference from the board? Quarterly work for you, every couple times a year? How would you like us to do that?
Commissioner Sample?
If I may, I'd like to see it like in the spring and the fall. Like before the construction season and right before the winter. What we're doing during the winter. I mean, to me, I think that that's not wasting your time, is to do it twice a year, at the beginning of the construction and at the,
Okay,
right before the winter.
that sounds great.
Yeah, I concur.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, and we will certainly have updates as we're moving through. When we have the easement requests, we'll be obviously working with you to get that scheduled, and work with whoever your subject matter experts are for that, that sort of thing. Another thing just to kind of keep in mind is we're sending out a lot of information to the landowners out there as well. So those folks that are impacted by the project, as we're working on negotiations out there.
And Mr. Chair, if I may,
Commissioner Sample, yeah.
I'd just like to make sure that our county administrator has direct contact with you guys. So that way, if we get constituent calls, we already have an open line of communication. If we get calls from the constituents.
Yeah, that sounds great. We'll get you our business cards.
Commissioner Westerland.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So all the pieces, parts are going in the easements, is that, it'll be going along with the easements that you have to
That's,
purchase those easements?
we do, yep. We
Okay.
do need to purchase easements from the landowners and the
landowner.
county, yep, whomever we're crossing.
Okay,
If you're familiar with, our route is parallel with the existing lines that are out there.
Okay.
So we are expanding that right away, just to
Okay.
kind of give you a geographic location. But yeah, we're actively doing that now. And I would say in Aitkin County, maybe Cody can help me out here, but we are well above 85% acquired with just the options for easements.
right,
We're still working with some folks. Some of their concerns are, I just want to know exactly where it is. The option for easement is kind of
yep,
an estimate, like, hey, we want to put it like right here. And it's not defined like you would get in an easement. So,
right.
so right now they're just kind of waiting for that, or there's some that just maybe aren't a fan of the project. So we're working through those issues now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Just so you're familiar, my name is Matt Hagelin. My information is here. Cody Dirks is this gentleman right here. He's working with me on the land acquisition side of things. Also, Brian Hunker, our permitting project manager. Have you presented here before?
I have not.
Okay, all right. So that is Brian right there. He works with me at Great River Energy. Yeah, please log on to our website. We've got a lot of information there. And reach out if you have any questions. Otherwise, that's all I have for you.
Commissioners, any questions? All right, thank you. Great update. We
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, moving on, we have Kevin Lee with North Memorial. Morning, Kevin.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. I just wanted to take a few minutes and talk about our Grand Rapids operation. We're going to be applying for a part-time ALS license for Grand Rapids. And as you may recall, we have a part-time ALS license here in Aitkin. And what that allows us to do in times where we can't get paramedics, it allows us to put 2 EMTs on a truck. Otherwise, we're in violation of our Office of EMS rules. So that's the gist of it. We're not cutting services. It's just a way for us to maintain operations when we don't have enough paramedics to fill the shifts.
Did we have a copy of the letter?
Yeah, it's right here.
Okay, yep. Okay, so
Mr.
just
Chair?
a request for, yeah.
Just a question if I may. So is it pretty typical that the EMS office grants these? And do they make any requirements, or do you have any concerns with that process?
No, the way the process works is we submit the license application, then it's posted for comment for, I think, 30 days, and then it depends upon what comments they get back, then they make a decision after that.
Commissioner Westerland.
Yeah, so has Grand Rapids put in a letter of support, or is that just for?
The city of Grand Rapids
Oh, the
will,
city.
and then we'll be meeting with Itasca County as
Okay.
well. Yeah.
Okay,
We,
okay.
we've met with the city of Grand Rapids already. And we're meeting with everybody else in terms of public safety partners that, you know, that this could have an impact on.
Yep, thank you.
Commissioner Sample?
So you'll meet with Hill City also?
Yes, sir, I've already met with them, with the Department of Public Safety, Ron Saxton.
Okay.
And he was comfortable with this?
Yeah.
And why is it so hard to get ALS?
Well, there's actually a national paramedic shortage. And Minnesota is short about 3,000 paramedics statewide. So that's what's driving it. But there's a nationwide paramedic shortage.
Chair for Mike.
Commissioner
Do
Carney?
we know why?
Well, it started in about 2020. And so COVID had some impact on it. It's not, as you guys know, it's not an easy job. It's tough hours. It's one of those jobs that you have to work holidays, weekends, and so on. And it's not just EMS that's been affected by it. It's law enforcement and the fire service as well. They've had a tough time recruiting people as well.
I mean, we got a whole lot of residents that work shift work,
Absolutely.
so it's just as tough on them too.
Commissioner Carney?
So you're seeing this trend, I can't call it a trend now because it's been going on for so many years.
Yep.
Is compensation a factor? Quality of life, I guess, because you're saying the shift work. Is there anything in the works to find a resolution? I mean, are we going to our legislators? I know we are for EMS funding and stuff like that, but now there's another dynamic here.
Yeah. No, workforce and funding, we've done a lot of lobbying with the state legislature on that. And they did fund a state, they funded a paramedic program where people could go to that for free. And we put over 350 new paramedics in the state of Minnesota through that program. But it got cut in the Department of Education. But that's one thing that we just got done trying to lobby for before the session ended, was
Right.
keeping that money in there. So that program, we added 350 new paramedics statewide. We send our we send our EMTs to paramedic school for free. So, and that's about a $10,000 investment. So when we hire EMTs, they can we'll send them to paramedic school.
Commissioner Sample?
Is North merging?
Yes, we are. And I'll get to that if you don't mind, sir.
Yes.
Please.
I'll do that on a second kind of
All right.
talk.
Okay, so they're looking for support or motion to approve the letter of support.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion made by Commissioner Westerland, support.
I'll support.
Supported by Commissioner Carney. Any further discussion on the letter of support? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Letter of support is approved.
Thank you, sir. So yes, we are merging with Sanford. And where that's at is we've signed what's called a definitive agreement to merge. And the regulatory approval process for that takes between 2 and 6 months. So the soonest anything would be approved would be in July if everything went smooth. It could take up to 6 months. But this merger is going to make North stronger and our ambulance division stronger. They're making significant investments in our hospital and our systems, so it's a good thing for us, for sure.
So do you guys become Stanford or do they become North?
I don't know exactly what the branding's going to look like, but
I mean, I'm very curious, Kevin, because McGregor went to North, okay?
yep,
Hill City went to North,
yep.
and now who's the big dog on the block, and are our people going to be taken care of? And
Yep.
it kind of makes me upset because it's like nobody's come and talked to any of these ambulance districts and told them what's going on. All of a sudden, the rumor out on the street is we're combining. So I'd really like to know what's the deal.
Yep. Well, I don't know exactly the way the branding's going to go, but we're going to become part of Sanford for sure.
So then Stanford's going to be the big dog on the block.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But we honestly weren't sustainable without this. In 2025, we lost $50 million, our health system did. So that's not sustainable.
Okay.
So anyway, to answer your question about the communities we serve, we're gonna keep serving the same communities. We already have a good relationship with Sanford EMS. We work with them already on a variety of projects. I serve on their paramedic school advisory committee, so we have a good relationship with Sanford EMS already.
I guess my question would be, this merger won't require transport to specific hospitals,
No, sir.
Okay.
No.
I got one more question then.
example?
Then, when you guys merge, what percentage of the state does Stanford have?
I don't know. I don't know. Right now, I know the EMS side a lot better than I know any other part of the operation, but
I mean,
right now
EMS
they have, the hospital in Bemidji, and they have a helicopter there. They have an ambulance in Bagley, Thief River Falls, Moorhead, but they don't have a large EMS presence in Minnesota. And I don't know, to be honest with you, sir, where they have clinics and other medical facilities.
Okay, thank you.
Where are they originally from? I mean, out of? Is they have a home base?
Sioux Falls,
Sioux Falls, okay.
yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, so, I mean, regarding EMS funding, a merger like this could be a beneficial thing. You know, maybe we don't have to look at the tax district, maybe we don't have to do this or that, but I guess time will tell is that, and our biggest concern, and I think as Commissioner Sample touched on and stressed on, is the service to our residents in Aitkin County doesn't change.
yeah, and that won't change.
Okay.
No. And I wish I had more to share, but that's, until everything gets approved,
More
we
to
don't
come.
know all the details, but we know for sure they're committed to our ambulance division and air care and continuing to serve the communities that we already serve.
Okay, as things progress, if we could continue with updates and maybe get somebody from Sanford here as well,
Sure.
that process continues.
Yeah, and the other thing is that there's a website that talks about the merger and provides a lot of great information. And the name of the website is sanford-north.org. And that provides a lot of great information, and it's intended for the public just to inform people on what's happening.
Against-
Sure, it's Sanford,
Not Stanford, it's
No.
Sanford.
No, Sanford.
correct. Sanford, SANFORD -north.org.
Okay. Thank you.
Chair, I have
Commissioner
I have
Kirby.
one more question. You made a comment that that North Memorial is losing money, right? I just have a quick, I wasn't being rude, I was looking up
Yeah.
something on my computer real quick about educational scholarships and funding from the state of Minnesota. And it says, yes, Minnesota provides specific educated assistance for paramedic schools, most notably through the Minnesota Paramedic Scholarships. And there's also broader tuition-free grant programs. Why is North Memorial spending their money, which you're at a loss already, when these programs are already there?
The only paramedic program is the one that got cut. That was the only one that we could take advantage of.
They're not saying they're cut here. The Minnesota Office of Higher Education and Paramedic Scholarships, you apply right through their website. So
Oh.
this is just within a matter
Yeah,
of
that
minutes me
goes-
looking this up.
Yeah, that goes through June, then it stops after that.
All right.
Sorry.
Well, my
yeah.
question is, if you're losing money and they have these other assistance available, that's just a accounting thing of like, why would you do that?
Trust me, sir, we take advantage of whatever state funding we can get.
All right, thank you.
Anything further, commissioners? All right. Appreciate the update, and yeah, if we could just kind of stay updated through the process here and the transitions, just so we're kind of apprised of what's going on.
Sure, absolutely.
Awesome, appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
thank you.
Thanks, April.
Saw that. I get a ding every time. I could do it right away, so then I can see it.
That's perfect, because I wrote it.
Okay, John Welly, County Engineer. Morning, John.
Thank you. Good morning. Just a single item on the agenda this morning, awarding contract 20267. We're nearing the end of our 2026 construction programs, so we opened bids on this project this past Monday, May 11th. Abstract for bids was enclosed. You can see that the low bid on the contract was Landwehr Construction out of St. Cloud. The low bid price was significantly above our estimated cost of $232,039. The low bid was $285,978. These box culvert projects are just really difficult to estimate. They go up and down, so if there's a project that I would suspect we're gonna be off on the estimate on, box culvert is a typical project that we have a hard time estimating. But I just wanted to, before asking you to award this contract, I wanted to give a little bit of background on the projects covered under this contract, because both of the projects have some unique aspects, and I just wanted you to be aware of those unique aspects in case you hear anything or get questions. So there's two projects included in this contract. The first one is replacing or placing a box culvert in Glen Township Road, 298th Street in Rabbit Creek. That's a road that goes to the Vispo County Park north of Glen, for those of you that are familiar with that. So this project, the unique part of this project is that the township was interested in pursuing the DNR's incentive program to design the culverts under their geomorphic design approach. So this is kind of a new thing among among the DNR. The DNR has permitting authority on this site, and they're not requiring applicants to go through this new geomorphic approach, but they are incentivizing it with this program where they'll provide 25% of the construction costs through their agency. Now, what is geomorphic? What is the geomorphic design approach? I can read you the definition here. It's sizing culverts in natural stream channels to mimic a stream's natural channel and floodplain dimensions, so water, sediment, and aquatic organisms can move through the crossing with minimal long-term instability or erosion. Basically, the effect of the geomorphic approach is that culvert sizes end up being larger. In the past, we would design culverts to achieve velocities through the structure that wouldn't cause erosion, but they were still, we would get outlet velocities of 7 to 10 feet per second were not at all uncommon. Under this approach, they're aiming for much lower velocities mainly for the aquatic organisms, because we can protect against erosion at higher velocities than that. But basically what they're after is lower velocities through these structures. And in order to achieve those lower velocities, you have to increase the structure size. That's why statewide, so many structures are getting larger as we're replacing them. It's because of, the DNR's desire to, achieve those lower velocities, and this geomorphic approach is just one way for them to do that. So the township was interested in pursuing this. We kind of stepped into this project when the township and DNR had already been talking. We eventually signed an agreement with the township to do the engineering, just like we do for a lot of township bridge projects. So we're designing it. The structure is large enough to qualify for the town bridge program. It'll be a 10 by 6 or 10 by 5, box that's going in there in place of the 2 3-foot diameter culverts. That makes it eligible for our bridge replacement programs. But so the unique thing is that not only will the bridge program provide funding for it, but the DNR's incentive program will provide additional funding for it. The net effect of that is that the township's share of this project will go down. Typically, without the DNR's incentive program, the township share of the project would have been $20,000. With this incentive program, they'll be able to use $10,000 of the money that the DNR is providing towards their local match.
Great.
So it'll only be a $10,000 cost to the township instead of the $20,000. I'm going to be attending the June 10th Glen Township meeting, just because this is the agreement with the DNR for this incentive program is a little bit confusing. Just wanted to make sure we're all on the same page. But that's the unique thing about that project. So if you hear that the DNR is requiring larger structures, to an extent, that's true. They're not really requiring it, but they are incentivizing it. And they are, in some ways, requiring it as well through their permitting. So that's the first project covered under this contract. The second project is replacement of culverts in a private road in Dam Creek on the north side of Dam Lake. This crossing is the only outlet for Dam Lake. Those that are familiar with the area know that Long Lake flows into Dam Lake, so therefore it's also the outlet for Long Lake. It's an important crossing because of that. Basically, having a structure there that can pass the water, will keep those lake elevations where they should be. The problem with the structures is that they are badly failing. They have been for the past probably 15 years. I've been talking to landowners that live beyond this structure. It's on a dead end private road. It's just an easement road. It's not even a township road. It's just a private road. The reason we're involved with it is soil and water. After talking about this with them for, like I said, probably close to 15 years, they were finally, through the One Watershed funding program, able to get funding for this project, because it's an expensive project. It's, over $100,000, and, there really was no other funding source available for it. But a few years ago, they were able to get funding for it through One Watershed. Like we do for a lot of soil and water projects, we provide the engineering for it when the grant requires engineering and a construction plan and all of that. So our role in it is that we're providing the engineering for the project. So we've been working on the engineering for a number of years. It's been a really tricky project because it is in a DNR protected water. It required a DNR permit. The original structures that went in were never permitted by the DNR, so it was a non-compliant structure. In addition to that, there's a state-owned dam, a DNR-owned dam that was installed in the 1930s at this same location. They're in very close proximity, so replacement of the culverts is gonna impact the dam, and the dam would have to be replaced. So we worked through many iterations of hydraulic design to get it to a point where the DNR was satisfied, but the bigger issue with the project was just who was gonna be the permittee for this structure. Since it's not a township road, it's not a county road. Eventually, after a lot of convincing, 3 of the private landowners that use this road agreed to be the permittees, so they are actually listed on the DNR permit. The permit is issued to them. They have an MOU with the Dam Lake Association to help them maintain the culvert because there's a long list of maintenance responsibilities under that permit. Everyone's finally agreeable to that. We just recently received the permit. I'm going to be attending the Dam Lake Association meeting this coming Saturday just to answer questions and to provide the latest update on the project. We did have a public meeting on this project back in September of 2025. We filled a room at the Glen Lake Town Hall, or Glen Township Town Hall. There were a lot of people in attendance for that Friday night meeting. Anytime you're doing a project that affects lake elevations, it draws a lot of interest. But for the most part, I think I wouldn't say the support is unanimous among the Lake Association and the individual lakeshore owners, but I think it's fair to say that we have consensus to move forward. The project that we're building, like I said, it will replace the two failing 54-inch diameter metal culverts with a single 6x4 concrete box culvert. There'll be another smaller 36-inch arch pipe that's at a higher elevation to help the flows during high water times. The overall effect is that during the high water times, compared to the existing structure, it should be relieving the lake from, in terms of elevation by 4 to 5 inches. That's based on hydraulics, which aren't perfect, but that's what the hydraulics are saying. In 2012, Dam Lake was, like many of the lakes, it was very high after the floods. I think it was like close to 3 feet, 2.7 feet above the ordinary high water. And part of that was these failing structures. So, hopefully with this new structure in place, if that event happens again, the expected water elevation would be hopefully about a half a foot lower. So that's the project. Like I said, we're doing the engineering, soil and water project, but just looking for this contract to be awarded. It will be constructed, both of the projects will be constructed before the beginning of October.
Commissioner Westerland?
So John, I love beavers, so I'm just wondering how many beavers are damming up this inlet and outlet. I mean, I know, it's crazy. They're everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, so Dam Brook between Dam Lake and where it hits the Rice River, it's probably 3-4 miles. I mean, I don't have a good
Yeah,
guess on how many
and
beavers
that's
are in there,
just
but there's
it.
a lot of beavers in
And
there.
it hasn't been clear, I mean, it's a private road, so, maybe they like beavers too, so I don't know. I'm just saying that's a huge problem here.
It is, yeah, and it's what's holding back the water on Dam Lake,
Right,
basically.
right.
I mean, there's a lot of beaver activity downstream. Dam Brook is
Yeah.
very high. It's all public land,
Yeah.
hard to get to. So, yeah, that's gonna be, it has been one of the challenges. I know the association has
That's-
done some beaver trapping and some beaver dam removal out there, and it'll just continue to be.
Yep, I mean, that's why it's so bad. That's why it's blocked up and it gets pushed and
Right.
it. Thank you.
Commissioner Carney?
Oh, you said there's going to be a public hearing again? Or you had the public hearing?
There was a public meeting in September
Right.
2025.
But you have another meeting coming up
I'm
with the
just going
township.
to the Dam Lake Association meeting that's coming Saturday,
Okay.
just to provide an update and to answer questions. They asked me to attend, so I will be attending that.
Thank you.
Commissioner Sample? No? Okay. We'd be looking for approval to award the contract.
I'll make that motion.
Commissioner Sample makes a motion. We have support?
Support.
Supported by Commissioner Carney. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Contract is approved.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks, John.
Thanks. Thanks, Janet. She's back in the corner there.
Okay.
Andrew Carlstrom, Environmental Services.
Yes, good morning, Commissioners.
Morning, Andrew.
Morning, sir.
Beautiful morning. Just one request this morning, requesting to hold a public hearing to just allow the public one final, if there's any comments on the amended Northeast Minnesota Regional Solid Waste Plan. And just a little background again to refresh your memory. 2023, in accordance with Minnesota Statute 115A, the northeast counties of Aitkin, Carlton, Cook, Itasca, Cooch, Lake and St. Louis, as well as Western Lakes Superior Sanitation District, collaborated to develop their 10-year Northeast Regional Solid Waste Plan. On June 13th, we adopted the plan, June 13th of 2023. 2025, under the direction of the MPCA, amendments were made to update all the individual county solid waste operations. Aitkin County's portion of the plan, an update were found in page 5-33. This amended plan was published for public comment April 9th through May 11th. One public comment was received by the PCA from East Central, and that was a good, all that did was, that mentioned that there was a little bit of a discrepancy from the amount of solid waste that East Central Sanitation District receives. And they're down in Mora, and currently it's just Garrison Disposal that brings down there the solid waste that's collected from Aitkin County. So that was the only comment. I'm requesting a public hearing for 9:30 a.m. As you remember, we have a Elm Island Lake RV Park public hearing or public input meeting at 10 a.m. So I'm requesting a 9:30 on that same day of June 23rd. So requesting a motion to approve the public hearing for, offer the public a chance to mention about the amendments to the Northeast Minnesota Regional Solid Waste Plan.
Okay, you've heard the request. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Commissioner Westerland, support?
Support.
Support by Commissioner Sample. Any discussion on the public hearing? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
All right.
Motion's carried. Public
Thank you,
meeting is set.
Commissioners. Have a good day.
Thank you, Andrew. Jim Bright, Facilities. Morning, Jim.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. After 4 years of dealing with FEMA, I am standing in front of you to go out for bids for 2 buildings down at the fairgrounds. One will be the Industrial 2 building. That building stood on the west end of the fairgrounds between Industrial 1 and the bathrooms. We are moving that to the east end because of having to build it up for floodplain. The other one is gonna be a maintenance garage that we're gonna construct. And that maintenance garage will go where the old boat and water building sat, pretty close to it. We're gonna actually move it back from the highway a little bit from where it was, but it's gonna sit right there. And that is actually a combination of 2 buildings. There was a log structure building that sat just north of the Industrial 2 building that is still standing. It's been condemned, but we have to tear that down. And then there was a 4-bay garage that stood over by the very west edge of the property. And that went down flat in the windstorm. So we're combining those 2 buildings, moving them to the south because that's the highest piece of ground that we've got, to try and help alleviate some of the issues with flood. One note, when we were working with FEMA, they had required us to be 2 feet above base flood elevation. Commissioner Sample had heard this multiple times on the Facilities Committee, and that's what they wanted, everything. And I gotta give all the thanks in the world to John Welly. He had seen a study come through last spring, late spring, early summer. And he noticed that FEMA did not get it passed where we need to be 2 feet above base flood elevation. We could go to what the county standard was, which is 1 foot above base flood elevation, which is fantastic because that's gonna flood a lot of other buildings around when you put something that high. So he did the legwork on that this spring, and he's talked with the DNR. He's talked with our representative from State Homeland Security who is handling our FEMA projects, and they all agreed that, nope, that was something that was FEMA was trying to get in place, and they had put it in our original contract that we had to follow. We do not have to follow it anymore, so we are able to go to 1 foot above base flood elevation, which a foot doesn't sound like a lot, but on the Aitkin County Fairgrounds, that's a lot. So that's a great thing that that we got. So the other thing, we are last meeting I had brought the boat and water building. We are bidding that out. That's currently out for bids. We are bidding these 2 buildings separate. They are not as one bid. It will be advertised as 2 separate buildings. The reason for splitting these 3 buildings up is it gives some of the smaller local contractors a chance if they want to bid one of these buildings, if they want to bid 2, if they want to bid all 3, have at it. But it does give everybody a chance to build the building. The electricians, if they only want to bid 1 building, they can bid just 1 building if that's all they've got time for. We wanted to make sure that local contractors had an opportunity. These projects will be advertised in the Grand Rapids, McGregor, and Aitkin papers. So,
Good.
Commissioner Sample?
What do we need a big maintenance building for? Just curious.
so we've got our lawnmowers that we keep down in there. We've got all your toilet paper, paper towels, your cleaning supplies. We need a place to put all that stuff. There's just some general tools. We've got some of those auto mowers that we pick up in the fall. We store that kind of stuff. So the other part of this is we will not probably need that whole building, and we are going to offer it up for land department, the extra space we have, if they need some space to put some of their stuff undercover, that they can, being right across the road, they can run some of the stuff over and put it in the end for the winter to store. Because during the winter, obviously, we're not in and out of that building much.
All right, I mean, I'm just saying, Jim, I'm looking at the size of this building, and I'm like, do we really need all of this when budgets are tight right now? So,
Well,
I mean, I understand you need a place to store your stuff, but if we're gonna build it, and like the land department, as long as you've got something to fill it, that's the point
Oh.
I'm trying to make.
Yeah, it'll absolutely be filled. And I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but what is the maintenance? It's 2,100 square feet.
That's, yes.
Yep, yeah. So, yeah, by the time we get a little workbench in there on the one end and we store our stuff, we'll probably take up, for the winter, we'll probably take up half of that, I would guess. And the other half we're gonna have let the land department, because the land department's been outstanding with letting us use their skid steer when we have stuff down there, and they come over and help move stuff and things like that. So, yep, it's just another example of trying to get different departments to work together within Aitkin County.
Oh,
I like
that's
the
good.
dual use idea, especially we've got land department things that have been sitting out there in the weather forever. and
Yes.
We've wanted to get them undercover, so I think if we can fit that stuff in there too,
Yep.
it's a plus. Any other discussion? We're looking for a motion to go out for bids.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Commissioner Westerland, support?
I'll support.
Support Commissioner Carney. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried.
This has been going on a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's time to get it wrapped up.
Yeah. As someone once said, they said, there's the disaster that takes the buildings, and then there's the disaster that is FEMA once you start trying to get through all the
Yeah.
paperwork. So, and I believe we're on the tail end of that, so that's a good thing.
An update on HHS.
Yeah, just a quick update. So last Monday, semi-load of furniture showed up for second floor. Most of that is installed. They're just finishing up a few things this morning. They had a little hiccup. The second semi was supposed to be there this morning, and they got a call that the driver is sick, and so the furniture is sitting in the metro area, waiting to come up. They're trying to get another driver, so it'll probably be here this afternoon instead of this morning. But then they will get that unloaded, and I don't know if they'll be done by the end of the week. I'm guessing it'll be middle of next week. They'll wrap up with getting all the furniture installed. They will be pouring concrete out front of HHS this afternoon. And then they will do another pour tomorrow, and they'll have that all wrapped up. Just finishing up a little bit of tile work. Carpeting is 99% all done. There's a little entryway that's got to be finished up. So yeah, it's wrapping up quickly. So just a reminder that June 10th is the open house. So that is what we're shooting for to get everything completed.
Awesome. Sarah, are you guys getting excited yet? All right. Any questions, comments from commissioners?
They're getting tired of being excited. The adrenaline is slowing down.
Where'd we come in at on budget?
As of right now, we are still under budget.
Perfect.
That's awesome.
Yep.
And then when do you envision having all your people back, Sarah? Underneath one roof?
Come on up, yeah.
August.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, members of the board. We are starting mid-June, kind of after the open house, starting to phase people in. So, maybe starting the week of the 15th and just starting to phase people in, and then for a hard opening on July 6th to the public.
Okay, I mean, originally, we figured it was gonna be August,
We were
right?
looking at the
middle of
potential, yeah.
August,
Yep.
so you're even coming in a month.
That's awesome.
Ahead of schedule and under budget. That's what we like.
And I'll give it
Get the
time
kinks
to,
out.
clean out the relocation buildings and get everything moved and, yeah.
Then how long is it gonna take you to clean them up and readjust them back to the buildings that we're written right now, Jim? I mean,
We will
it's
be-
great we got them all here, but then
Yep.
we did make modifications that we gotta change back, right?
Yeah, I don't think it'll be any problem. Our plan is, we have a lease, through the 1st of August. And so we want to be out by the 1st of August, out of both those buildings cleaned up, done, so. Yep, and that shouldn't be a problem, so.
Anything else? All right. Thank you for the update. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks.
Commissioners, committee updates. Start with Commissioner Westerland.
Okay, oh man, too many. Second here. We met, with CARE and a few other folks in the, in that arena, Jen to learn about the MTM and the NEMT. So that's transportation through the Arrowhead that we have a joint powers with. We just found out a lot of stuff. Jessie Goebel was there and she gave us all the ins and outs, and we were hoping maybe we could help Aitkin County a little bit more, but CARE is just not certain what we're gonna do here because of all the cuts that are coming. So I don't know, David, if you wanna.
Mr. Chair, Commissioner Westerland, it's related to the non-emergency medical transportation. And so CARE was exploring if they could get into that industry directly with some sort of an agreement with Health and Human Services. And I think that meeting, it appears that direct relationship is not possible.
Right.
Aitkin County is a partner in a joint powers to provide that transportation on a regional basis, and then that joint powers has a contract with a company called MTM.
Okay.
Yep, and due to the waivers and the Medicare mess, HHS has connections or mandatory mandates, whatever, with them for transportation that goes through MTM or, yeah. Anyway, it's a lot. We had the budget hearing. You were all here for that. Well, Travis wasn't here, but budget will be budget. It's gonna be scary, I think, in my brain. CARE met and we are just trying to figure out how we're gonna work through all this. Amy is we're a finalist for $150,000 grant, and I can't think of the name of it. It was through Blandon Foundation. If we are chosen for that, we don't think we're going to accept it because we just don't know what the future holds right now. So, I mean, it's a tough nut to crack right now.
To me, with all of this going on, it's a scary point of asking for some of these grants because of the way things are changing.
Well, she applied 6 months ago, that's how long this,
Exactly, but
so
now,
we could actually maybe get another van, because the wheelchair access is so needed in these vans. And we have two kind of small SUVs and just the one van, Trixie. So we're losing a lot of rides because of that. You know, live and learn, you can't ever know what's gonna happen when you open up a transportation. It's costed thousands to get everything permitted and
and then the insurance.
yeah, and the insurance is what really is the kicker. So, but otherwise, everything else is looking good. We're trying to manage our staff and manage a lot of things that we have no control over because nonprofits just don't have any control. And it would be sad to lose care. We are not, I shouldn't even say that because we're not even talking about that right now. What else? We had corrections, or I had corrections, the same day also, and we saw the, videos that you guys saw for the Lunch and Learn. Was that what it was, Lunch and Learn? The corrections? Oh, Lunch Spotlight, different one. Lunch and Learn is public health, or EMC, I'm not sure. So, yeah, we kind of saw that through the same thing, and talked a little bit about the budget. Everything looks okay. Everybody's working, trying to keep their head above water too, so I'm not sure what the state came through on any funding. I didn't hear. And then we had a short meeting for CHB, Community Health Board. ACA in Duluth. I don't know. We're still trying to figure out what we're gonna do, right, Mike? He's busy yakking on ACA. We talked a little bit about the HHS modernization, which is great. At least they're starting. Little bit of confusion on some grants. I don't know, it was supposed to be you have to file for grants for something. We're still we're gonna figure out what that's for. I'm not sure. Anyway, John Ungaro was there and he was talking about it. We're still talking about dissolution, but it sounds like we are going to move on and finish out the year. So we won't be back in session until September for the new legislative. I'm not sure who's gonna do what or what's gonna happen, but I don't know. It's a lot of work, cause Barb is leaving, John won't be there. We talked about having legislators come and talk to the group, or we're just gonna try to do it on our own, get our own priorities going and for the legislative session, so I could do whatever, it doesn't really matter. I think that's it.
Commissioner Sample.
HRA canceled. Airport, is tomorrow. We have confirmed that the, Corps, their engineer, Colonel Chase, will be there at 1 o'clock on the 16th, and I know we have a 3 o'clock meeting. I might be late to getting here for that because of the meeting with the Corps at 1, but hopefully it ain't gonna take that long. And Tamarack did not get, we finished second. And Palisade, I think, finished eighth in, the funding. Miraculously, Grand Hochschild got 26 million.
Miraculous.
And, Senator Farnsworth only got one for his whole district. So Tamarack was number 2 on his list. And Palisade was a little bit below that, but that becomes his fight, them 2 projects. But we're still in the hunt for the federal funding.
Good.
We should know about that here in a month or 2.
Yeah. See how
It
plays
made,
out.
it made the final 12 list.
Yeah.
And that's all I got.
Commissioner Carney.
All right. ACA, I'll just bounce on Commissioner Westland's comments on that. We are in talks of going away with the ACA. There are some concerns that the northern counties may get left out. But we're reassured by Commissioner Westerland that the northern, what is it called?
Northern Counties Coalition?
Northern Counties Coalition would not let that happen. So, and a lot of these counties are involved in that. Pine County's already no longer a member of the ACA. St. Louis County is so large, they have their own lobbyists. We're not gonna be using a lobbyist
But
unless.
St. Louis is in Northern Counties.
Right, but St. Louis is gonna stay with, and they're with Northern County, but they're gonna stay with ACA. So there's a lot of moving parts on that. Do we need to have the ACA? You know what I mean, with the other committees and stuff, but we don't wanna pull out right now and just shut it down. Let's go to the end of the year of the session. The dues have already been paid, they're minimal. And then at the end of the session, figure out if we wanna continue after that. Because
Which
they're,
session?
huh?
Federal or state session?
The end of this year is when we're gonna make the final
Okay,
decision.
cause I mean,
Yeah.
session for the year is done.
Right, for this year it's done. So at the end of this year, we'll decide whether to continue or not continue. I mean, I think everybody's in agreement that the Northern can assume this responsibility with the lobbyists and stuff like that. Mr. Angaro sits on the Northern
And so does Barb.
and
Barb is the
Barb, and they
secretary.
both, these 2 representatives that we pay through this association is already on the other association.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it's a no-brainer.
Well, and there's MRC too. They
Yeah,
have
and then
lobbyists,
we
they
have
have.
MRC, so, but that's all I'll say about Arrowhead for that. ARDC, a lot of moving parts with ARDC right now. The director has resigned. She did due to health reasons. We did hire a new director that'll be coming on in June. And Christy will stay on to walk her on through the onboarding. But we also got they hired a financial director also. That spot had been open for quite a long
Christy
time.
Kane?
Christy
Oh,
Kane.
okay.
Right, she's gonna stay, she would like to stay and work under, but due to her health situations right now, being the director is a lot of responsibility that's affecting that, so we wanna make sure that she's
How
well.
long has she been the director?
She was in just a year. At the outgoing one, left under contentious circumstances. She stepped in from the aging, section of ARDC as an interim, and then we hired her, so she's been actually about a year and a half filling that position.
Okay.
So, but she would like to remain on at a lower capacity. So that's ARDC. AEOA canceled their meeting due to lack of any items to act on due to, they don't know their funding is from the state and federal government like anybody else. So we didn't attend that. I was able to attend 2 township board meetings once I got back, Mackville and Fleming. I plan to go to Jacobson next month, the beginning of the month. Planning Commission went well. Airbnbs, got probably an active one coming up next month on the 15th with the campground coming in.
Elm Island.
Yes, so that will be planned on the 15th, if anybody would like to attend, to stay updated on that.
When you're talking about Airbnbs,
Yes,
I wanna bring something up.
sure,
You know, they have this lodging tax
yes.
that the townships can either collect or they can choose not to. And all of that money goes to the local area chamber of commerce.
Right.
97% of it, the townships get 3%. And that's to promote the area. I only have 2 townships that collect that, okay? And one of them townships, the biggest, Shamrock's talking about not collecting it, pulling it away, because when we changed the ordinance, okay, we said that we were gonna charge a fee for every bedroom, right? And they had to renew, I think it was every 3 years, correct me if I'm wrong,
2
Travis,
years, yeah.
okay?
Yep, interim use.
But when they go to renew and it goes through the township has said no on a couple of them because they're overbooking too many people, cars on the road, all of that. And it still goes through the planning commission. And they're saying, well, if it doesn't matter what we say here in the township, we're just gonna start pulling away. So I just wanted to bring that up because that is gonna become a thing in the future.
Okay, if I may respond.
Absolutely.
As the chair of the planning commission, all Airbnbs that have gone through since I've been on it for 2.5 years now, we have public comments, letters are written, and all of the concerns are addressed, but I have yet to see anybody come in and have that complaint.
Two of
to
the
the
townships will
roads.
say that, Mike. I'm just saying that they, at their township board meeting, they said no. And that went forward.
I've never seen, as the chair, I've never seen a township response as no,
They,
as of yet. And that's 2.5
Shamrock
years.
has their own taxing authority though, right?
Yeah, but the
What is it
Airbnbs
with
have to go through the
Shamrock?
planning commission.
Right.
So,
they don't have their own they have the same taxing as everybody else. They're nothing,
But aren't they? didn't they
they're
kinda-
urban,
they're urban, but they don't have,
but their planning commission all goes through the county.
yes.
Even though they're urban, they've opted to have the county do that.
Oh.
I would like to discuss this offline so I can get the point
No,
of contact.
well, I just wanted to bring that up
yeah.
to you, cause I had, Township Supervisor, Myers in another
Yeah.
township.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to them about that because I haven't seen anything myself and that draws concern.
Yeah,
My
I'm not
last,
sure what they
my last item of concern is more of a question. Is I noticed that, and Administrator, you may be able to help me out. I noticed that when we put out bids, we're sending them to Grand Rapids also, to the newspaper. In my district, I'm the northern section. Aitkin County Age, our newspapers for the county is the Aitkin Age and the McGregor Voyager, right?
Only partial for the Voyager.
Right. My question is, my residents up in the northern portion get the paper from Grand Rapids. They get the Itasca paper. Is there any way that public, since we're doing advertisements for bids, is there also public notices could be sent up there? Because my people don't get the public notices. They don't get the Aitkin Age.
That's
They
the
don't-
same complaint that you get from the Voyager too.
Yeah.
Is my contractors over there say, well, we don't hear about it. 'cause
And we're
we
hearing-
follow the Voyager.
Yeah, and I bring this up because we are, I don't know if you two are, but we've discussed that we're hearing a lot of our constituents going, they're not getting public notices, they're not getting the advertisements, the public notices for bidding on contracts, and that's still part of our district, part of the county. Is there anything that we can do? I know we vote as a board on which papers to use the primary and alternate,
Don't we
but can
publish
we
them
add?
online?
Yeah, Mr. Chair. So, yes, every year you designate the official newspaper, which has to meet the statutory criteria of being a newspaper of general circulation in the county. So whether, and newspapers have to bid on that too. So, that aside, we can publish notices wherever we think it's most effective to generate the response we're interested in. And so if you're asking, can we explore options for expanding where we publish things, we can certainly do that.
Absolutely.
And then just, we have to remember that that comes with an additional cost.
Sure. I understand it.
And so I do believe that we also publish or post things on our website that people can always go to if they have internet access.
Right, and that's a lot of, I've made those comments out there too, sir, but, like, right now, is there anybody online? Okay, how is our meeting being recorded for the paper?
Well, it's live streaming to YouTube.
Okay.
And then the recording is saved on YouTube.
So we don't have the newspaper representation that we used to have.
Correct.
Is that a true statement?
That's correct. I believe that they write stories after viewing the video.
That's a question I had as well.
That's all I have, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I did not have Lakes and Pines. We didn't have Watershed because it was yesterday on a holiday, so my meetings come this week. So all I really have to bring up is, David and I were discussing a little bit earlier on, in light of the situation with, Mark injuring his knee over the weekend and, not being able to make the meeting. We didn't have time to post that he would be, remotely attending or being a part of the meeting. So with changes to open meeting law over the last year or so, it's been made so we don't have to give, your address, you just have to be heard and seen. We can also publish in advance for each meeting that one or two commissioners may be remote, which covers our bases for posting. So in a situation like this, Mark would have been able to participate online without prior notice. So we can do this without a vote. We just wanted to have a consensus among the board if we should post that for each meeting.
I think that's like, should be mandatory. I mean, that's common sense. That's a no-brainer.
Yep. Michael agrees, Lori? You're
Yes.
good?
Yep, I'm
Yep,
fine with it.
yep, let's
And,
post that.
and so, just to clarify, that would be for regular meetings. We would post the notice that one or
Right.
more commissioners might attend via interactive technology.
Yep,
And then when you do that, you have to be seen and heard.
yep. And, well, do we wanna do that for
You have to
meeting?
be seen.
Any
and heard.
public
Yes.
meeting, or just our regular board meeting? Cause we could post it for any public meeting too, correct?
Well, that gets kind of slippery slope there. I'm more comfortable for the scheduled meetings, that
Okay.
it could be possible.
Yeah.
Because our committee of the wholes, they could come up at any given point in
Right.
time, you know?
Yeah, and Mr. Chair, my thought behind that is the regular meetings are here in this room where we know we have the technology to do that.
Right.
Sometimes the committee of the wholes or the special meetings they aren't always done in a place where there's the technology, and so you could make that decision on a meeting by meeting basis.
That's a good point.
Yeah, like if it would have been held at Long Lake.
Right,
Right, no, yeah.
okay,
And
yeah,
then,
no, so,
just to add one more caveat, when we do that, there would have to be enough coordination that at least one county board member must be present in the
Absolutely.
regular
Yep.
meeting room.
Yep.
Yes, yeah.
okay, so we will go ahead and post that then for regular board meetings. Anything else from commissioners on updates?
I'm sorry, I have one more. On June 17th, we have the District 1 meeting, if anybody's free to go. It is a long haul. It is up, what's the location again? I forget
Caribou
the-
Highlands,
Yeah, Highlands, way up north in Cook County. So I'll be
Beautiful
going
drive,
up
though.
the evening prior, after the Board of Adjustment. And I do have one more question. We got a notice that the BOE time was incorrect. It's at 3 o'clock
correct.
instead of 4 o'clock. Well, I have here the initial announcement, I have 1600 also written on my calendar. My question to that is, are we going to have enough time to get the information out to the public again?
Well, Mr. Chair, so the public had the correct time.
Okay, they do
It
have the
was,
correct time.
it
Okay.
was at the organizational meeting we had the incorrect time.
Okay,
So
thank you. That-
the public
that takes care
has
of
the correct time.
Excellent, thank you so much.
And Mr. Chair, if I might, I need to correct our previous discussion. We already do publish that notice of the remote participation.
Okay.
And I just I was not aware of that, which I need to apologize to Commissioner Weedle, who wanted to join remotely, and I did not think that was possible.
Okay, so we do already
already
publish that.
published.
Okay,
Awesome,
well, that's good to know. We live and we learn.
excellent, thank you.
Okay, anything further from commissioners? Okay, we'd look to move to closed session under statute 13D05 subdivision 3D for IT security briefing. If we could have that motion.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Commissioner Sample, support.
Second.
Support Commissioner Westerland. Discussion on closing the meeting. Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Meeting is now closed.
I didn't do it.
Good.
Are we closed?
Yes.
YouTube stream has ended.